If I forced you to choose tracking protein, tracking calories, low calories, low stress, supplements versus sleep, most people are obsessing over the wrong one. And that's exactly why they might feel like their results are slowing down, they're hitting a plateau, or maybe they're not seeing any progress at all. So that's why today we're going to play this or that. And I'm going to be choosing the element that is going to impact your results more. There's not going to be any fluff. There's not going to be any of me sitting on the fence. We're just going to be talking about the true levers that move the needle on your fitness journey and why some of them might not be the ones that you expect. So listen to these upcoming 7 questions and see if you learn something new that can seriously impact your fitness journey. Let's get into it. So, number 1 is going to be tracking protein versus tracking calories. And if you've been around Oxford or the coaches long enough, you know what I'm going to pick. And I'm going to say that tracking protein wins. Yes, we know that calories in, calories out determines fat loss. That is just science. That's not it's a non-negotiable. But most people struggle because they don't understand calories. I think we all understand that. They struggle because within that realm of counting calories, we find ourselves constantly hungry. We find ourselves losing muscle. We over restrict, and that ultimately leads to us overeating. And you just can't sustain the deficit that you're putting yourself in. And a lot of times when we get on these calorie counting apps and we say, this is my height, this is my weight, this is what I want to do, they're telling us to eat 12 or 1300 calories a day, especially if you're a woman. And that is just absurd. And eating that little amount of food is going to lead to all of the things I just mentioned. But protein fixes a lot of that. It preserves muscle. It keeps you full longer. It supports recovery, slightly increases that calorie burn when you're digesting food. And most of us, probably all of us, are under eating it. And if you make protein the anchor of every plate, something really powerful happens. You feel full, you feel satisfied, and you naturally regulate your overall calorie intake without obsessing. Now, of course, if you eat 3,000 plus calories of high protein food every single day and you wonder why the scale isn't moving, calories are going to win in that situation. But for the majority of people, when protein comes first, you're going to feel full, satisfied, and that is naturally going to regulate your total calorie intake and give you much better results without all of the cravings and the crashing and the binge eating and everything that comes with such an aggressive calorie counting, calorie deficit. Point number 2, and this is related, is eating clean versus eating enough. And this might surprise people because I'm always going to say that eating enough is more important than eating clean, whatever that means to you. Like calorie counting, under eating is one of the most common and most ignored progress killers. We don't grow from eating clean. We grow from being fueled. And when I say grow, I don't mean get bigger. I mean move towards our goals. Maybe that's building muscle and losing fat, growing as an athlete, so increasing your, capacity to do things in the gym. None of that is going to happen if we are under eating by eating clean. When we do that, our recovery suffers, hormones downshift, strength stalls, energy crashes, and daily movement decreases. You can eat salads all day, every day for weeks, but if you are not getting enough protein, carbs, and fat to support your training and just your life in general, your body will not respond. I see way more people getting stuck because they're underfueled than because they had a bagel. Food quality does matter, and we do have to watch what we eat and prioritize, unprocessed, clean foods. But between obsessing over that and just making sure you're adequately fueled, fuel is going to win every single time. Number 3, low calories versus low stress. And this one is huge because low stress is going to be the needle mover way more than how many calories you're putting in our body. You cannot stack high stress, low sleep, hard training, aggressive dieting, work pressure, relationship stress, and still expect your body to cooperate and respond. Chronic stress is going to increase cravings. It's going to disrupt our sleep, reduce recovery, makes consistency really hard, and it drives a lot of emotional eating. And a moderate calorie deficit inside of a relatively regulated lifestyle is going to give you so much more than being super aggressive with your diet inside of chaos. And the uncomfortable truth is that it is so much easier to micromanage your grocery cart than it is to go to bed earlier or cut back on caffeine, put your phone down, set boundaries, change how you respond to stress. Low stress doesn't mean eliminating it. It means we're learning how to operate within the natural stress we have in our life that we can't get rid of. And that key skill, I think, is going to be the biggest game changer. And it's probably the one that we all struggle with the most. I know I do. When you can't control a lot of elements in your life, you hyper fixate on one and get so mad when it's not working. But maybe we need to look beyond the diet and see what else is going on.
Most people don't struggle with their fitness routine because they're lazy. They struggle because they're guessing. Random workouts, on and off dieting, and the I'll lock in next week energy that never lasts. Not because they don't care, but because there's no structure. So progress comes in short bursts, then disappears the second life, stress, or social plans show up on your calendar. This is where Oxfit's coaching program comes in. This isn't another viral workout, crash diet, or 30-day reset. It's a simple, sustainable system. Training, nutrition, and accountability, built to help you lose fat, build muscle, and keep the results that you work hard for. You don't need more motivation, you don't need another supplement, and you don't need to wait until life slows down. You need a plan, you need consistency, and you need someone who won't let you fall off. Oxfit Coaching helps you build a strong body and strong habits, so your health becomes part of who you are, not something you keep restarting. Join Oxfit and let this be the very last time you say you have to get in shape.
Number 4, supplements versus sleep. And this one is not even close. And I think we all know that sleep is going to win by a landslide. You can take all the creatine and pre-workout, grains, fat burners, whatever it is. But if you are only sleeping 5 or less hours a night, you are sabotaging all of your muscle growth, your fat loss, your hunger regulation, your hormone balance, recovery, and performance. Sleep is anabolic and supplements are just supportive. Supplements can enhance a strong foundation, they don't replace one. And sleep is key to that foundation. So if you are not sleeping well, you're exhausted, and you're hoping that buying these extra powders is going to fix it, you are basically just polishing a car that does not have an engine. And I think that's the perfect analogy because it's true. We need to be able to function well on our own before we worry about adding in all these extra little things. So sleep is always going to be the priority. Number 5, daily steps or an extra workout. And this one might surprise people because I'm always going to say that daily steps or just daily movement is going to be the winner. A hard workout is great for our body. It can burn calories. It can help us build muscle. But your total daily movement, walking, standing, running errands, cleaning the house, all of that can influence hundreds of calories a day. And more importantly, it's the most sustainable way to get results, to move your body. You know, we can't every single day, every single week, just rotate between our car, our desk, and the couch, and then expect the 3 or 4 workouts you do in the gym to just override all of that. We have to move more. So if you hit a plateau in your journey, increasing your daily steps might be the simplest and fastest lever to pull because you're automatically going to improve your insulin sensitivity, your recovery, your stress levels by increasing the total amount of energy you expend every day. So before you try to squeeze in another killer workout or add a supplement or any of those things, you need to look at how much you're actually moving. And whether that's a watch to track your steps or just keeping a log of what you do during the day, if the majority of your 24 hours is you sitting and the only time you're up is walking from room to room in your house or maybe getting to the gym for 1 hour, we probably need to start there and just start moving more. Number 6, a good sweat versus a heavy lift. And I could talk about this all day because this really is feelings versus physiology. I know we all have a lot of big feelings about what we want from a workout, but the truth is that a heavy lift is going to win every time. I know that sweating feels productive, but that is literally just our body regulating its temperature. When we lift heavy, we're actually building muscle. We're actually improving our metabolic health, increasing our strength, and that's what's going to change the shape of our body. So if we say we want that quote unquote toned look, just sweating isn't going to get us there. A good sweaty workout is great for our heart and it does have a place. But when it comes to getting the physical results that we want, a heavy lift is going to do that because you can leave a workout completely drenched, but you are unchanged. Or you can leave a little sweaty, but progressively stronger and completely transform your physique. And this requires a big mental shift because it's easier to push ourselves to run faster or chase exhaustion. But it's a little bit harder to load a barbell and, grind through a challenging set. But that is where the transformation happens. Finally, we have point number 7, a perfect program versus consistency. And this one might frustrate some people because consistency is going to win every single time. We are constantly chasing the best program, the best workout style, the newest thing you saw on Instagram, a gym that just opened that has the most aesthetic interior or workouts or the newest trend. But the truth is, doing a good enough program consistently will always outperform the perfect program that you are inevitably going to quit after 3 or 4 weeks. Your body does not adapt to novelty. We cannot keep changing it up on ourselves all of the time and expect results to happen. When you stick with a program for, 8 to 12 weeks, you can actually track your workouts, your lifts. You can see the progression of your fitness and your strength. You can measure your body composition changes, and you can better identify what's working and what isn't. And all of this is making you adjust your fitness routine intelligently and data driven rather than just being emotional about it. When you program hop every few weeks, you never stay long enough to see your body grow, adapt, and change. Your body is constantly in the learning phase. And if you bail before your body can learn, adapt, grow, and see progress, you're just constantly starting the cycle over and over again. And you're going to be one of those people that says, I've never had a program that works or I've never seen results. You can see results at most gyms if you are eating well and you are sticking to a routine. The problem is that we don't stick to routines. So that's why here at Oxfit, we so encourage people to stay for at least a full training cycle, which is 8 to 12 weeks, to do your baseline, to do 3 to 4 workouts every single week, to follow our nutrition plan, and then retest those workouts at the end of the training cycle, which is what we are about to do. Everyone that joined Oxfit at the end of 2025 or the very beginning of 2026 and stuck with it, you guys are about to see how much amazing progress you have made and what has felt like that. That is what the past couple months have felt like. So when you stick with something, that's when the results come in. So consistency is always going to be better than whatever you think the perfect program is going to be. Let's zoom out for a little bit. The winners for those 7 points were protein before obsessing over calories, eating enough instead of eating perfectly, low stress or stress management over an aggressive, restrictive lifestyle, sleep always before supplements. Daily movement or total movement throughout the day or week is so much better than trying to add just another workout. Progressive overload over just chasing a sweat, and then consistency over the perfect workout plan that you think you need. Notice the theme? The fundamentals win, the sustainable habits win. The boring but powerful levers win. So if you're watching this and realizing, I know these things, but I just don't know how to apply them to my life, that is exactly why I coach. Because knowing the levers is one thing, navigating them inside your schedule, your stress, your habits, your metabolism, that's different. Inside our one on one coaching program, we don't just hand you a workout and macros, we help you balance fuel without feeling obsessed over your diet. We help you manage the stress that you are naturally going to have in your life without burning out. We're going to help you train with intention, build sustainable routines, and actually apply these fundamentals in a way that fits your life. So if you're ready to stop guessing and start progressing with structure and support, I would love to work with you. We want to focus on the big levers, the things that are actually going to move the needle that you might be overlooking because you think they're too basic or too simple. So if you need help applying these things to your routine to finally start seeing results, send me an email, sav@ox.fit. Check out the caption below. I would love to help you. I'd love to work with you and get you on track to see amazing results by summertime because I know it's cold out, but summer is on the way. So let me know if you want my help. Love to work with you. I'll see you guys next time.